What's up guys, Sal here. So Samsung's foldable phones were quite expensive for users with their initial prices. The Galaxy Fold was launched for $1,980 and it was too much for mainstream users to consider this phone. That simply wasn't a realistic alternative for a vast majority of smartphone buyers. Then Samsung launched the Galaxy Z Flip, a vertical folding phone for $1,400, but still the price was too high for what the device offered. In order for a foldable phone to break through, it will need both a revolutionary design and a price tag that most people will be able to stomach. Samsung is listening though, they have an ear to the ground, and that's the reason they're launching a true affordable foldable smartphone called the Galaxy Fold Lite for $1,099. $1,100 for a regular smartphone is still on the higher side, but considering this is a foldable genre and the tech hasn't matured just yet, I think $1,100 falls under the affordable category, at least for now. Anyway, we have details regarding this handset courtesy of Max Weinbach from XDA developers. It says in order to keep the cost down, Samsung is using a mix of different hardware components from 2018, 2019 and 2020. Also, they are not using the ultra thin glass on this phone, which makes sense considering the ultra thin glass is really expensive. Ross Young, the CEO of Display Supply Chain Consultants, explains that Samsung Display actually didn't make any money on the display panels of the Galaxy Z Flip.
Where they're having some issues is with the ultra thin glass. It's costing them more than they originally anticipated on the Z Flip. So they're having to, Samsung Display is not really making any money on that panel.
So probably Samsung could save at least a couple of $100s by not using the ultra thin glass, and that's what they did on the Galaxy Fold Lite. Moving on, Max says the Fold Lite will have an outer display, but it won't be as big as the Galaxy Fold. Instead, it's more like the Galaxy Z Flip's outer display, which will again help lower the component cost. To be clear, the inner display will be similar to the original Galaxy Fold. The frame is made out of aluminum and the back is made out of Gorilla Glass. The base storage is going to be 256GB, there won't be 5G, and the processor is going to be the Snapdragon 865. Max is still unsure about the processor, but fairly confident it's going to be the latest offering from Qualcomm. Color options could include mirror black and mirror purple. Of course, that being said, I would suggest you take this information with a little bit of skepticism for now. We've heard a similar rumor a few months ago for the Galaxy Z Flip as well, that Samsung could launch it for just $800, but clearly that didn't happen. And even Max says that it's a rumor and not a leak, so treat this information for what it is. Anyway, foldable phones haven't taken off the way Samsung expects them to, but there's also has yet to be a foldable phone that the average consumer would consider using in place of their daily driver. The major problem with current foldable phones is their price, but the Galaxy Fold Lite may just be the affordable foldable that users have been waiting for. A foldable at this price point will be tempting for a lot more users who want to try out the radically different form factor of a flexible phone, and could finally be the moment that foldable phones really take off. Of course, that being said, let me know what do you think. Provided the information is correct, would you be interested in this Galaxy Fold Lite for $1,099? Let me know down in the comments, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.